Hello, Sea Wolves, and welcome back to the show. And boy, do we have some most excellent news today, because the news just broke that we have a start for Monday for the Class 40 and Ocean 50 classes, and on Tuesday morning, finally, for our beloved Imoca class. So the race to Martinique is on. We'll get to the details in a minute, but before we start with that, of course, I hope that you will enjoy this amazing news with something delicious in your perhaps original Seawolf mug, available down there. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Delicious. So, for the Imocas, a big start on the cards for Tuesday morning. Racing resuming on Monday for the Class 40 and Ocean 50. And so the details are as follows. On Monday, 10:30 local, so that's French time, the Ocean 50 will set sail. And they'll go to Fort de France, Martinique, leaving the Isle of Cape Verde to starboard. So about 4,320 miles, and they're expected to arrive finally on November the 18th. Class 40 is going to start 15 minutes later, so it's not a start altogether. It's two separate starts. At 10:45 local time, they're going to start. So that's Monday, both of those. And then, and by the way, the Class 40s are also going to Fort de France, Martinique still. And they'll have to leave the island of Santa Maria, so the Azores, to starboard. So a little bit of a more direct route. And then, of course, the Imoca, so Tuesday, November 7th, 9:30. So their total course, 3,750 miles. And they're expected to arrive one day earlier on November 17th. So we have a race. Now, it doesn't really help to do the weather analysis right now for that, because we have to do that kind of like just prior to the start. So we'll do that then. It doesn't really make that much sense. Of course, it is interesting to take a quick look at our good friends in the Ultimes class. let's go over to the tracker here. because right now they are really zeroing in on the São Pedro, São Paulo buoy. And as we can see, Banque Populaire still strongly in the lead, and actually right now they have extended their lead quite a bit, about 90 nautical miles, but still it's a pretty good distance. It was 50 yesterday, so they're running out a little bit. Right now their speed is a little bit slower than Edmond de Rothschild, which is behind them, but you know, doing pretty darn good. And then we have Les Arctiques still in third place, Sodibu behind that, and Actual in last position there. And a bit like what I said yesterday already, so both Sodibu and Actual had to do some westing in order to kind of avoid the doldrums there. But it does look like right now, at least if I look at the weather picture, that they're all kind of, you know, going a little bit in it. I mean, I see wind speeds here of 8.1, 7 points, so yeah, not very strong winds, but strong enough. So it seems that they're all going to be making it through the doldrums just excellently, like we already talked about actually several days. The weather predictions for the doldrums just very good right now. So I don't really foresee any great lead changes or any great surprises there, unless we have like UFOs or UAPs involved. So yeah, that's kind of it for that. And of course then the rest of the course after the buoy in Sao Paulo, that might actually get a little bit more interesting. Let's take a look at the weather down there real quick, shall we? So they're about here right now. They can fast forward more or less a day. We see the direction pretty much stays pretty the same. Monday gets a bit more patchy. Then on to Tuesday, well, pretty much, yeah, it looks that like at least for the next week, so this is Thursday, yeah, so for the next 7 days, pretty much the image is going to be pretty steadily like this. So you know, average wind speeds of 16 knots. What do we have in the, yeah, gusts pretty much steady, right? So 16 to 18 knots, exactly in the opposite direction for the duration of the part towards the ascension buoy. And of course, once they turn around the ascension buoy, they're going to have the wind in their back, so that's going to be a nice downwind, which of course for these Ultimes class boats is ideal to do downwind sailing. They're really great with that. For the upwind sailing, well, you know, they're pretty good at that also, and especially because it's light wind, the sea states are exceptionally good for this type of boat. So I think that yesterday, actually, I think it was Edmond de Rothschild, not entirely sure, but we saw several like near speed records of like 45 knots speeds and up. So that is just incredibly fast, and that's mostly due to the fact that the sea states are so calm. So they're having relatively good wind. Yesterday they had 20-25 knots, but in relatively nice calm seas, so that really helps them to get to that really upper echelon of what they can do. Because if the waves get bigger, then of course both for safety but also just because of all the bouncing and the crashing into the waves, it kind of slows them down again. So I think that for the part that they're going to have to go upwind, of course that's going to slow them down a little bit, because it's not really an ideal course for these boats, and they'll have to do quite some tacks again to get to the ascension buoy. Once they turn around, if the sea and the wind prediction stays like this, I think that's going to be a mighty fast run back to Martinique. So we might even see some speed records getting broken at that point, but we'll see. Yeah, and that's kind of it for the update on the Ultimes. So small note, Ocean 50s, the whole fleet's going, no major damages or retirees at all. Of course in the class 40 it's a little bit different, so we have now confirmed that 2 boats have officially retired. That's November, so that's the boat that got hit in that collision on the first buoy at the start, and Acrobatica. So 3 boats are still undergoing repairs. That's Credit Mutual, Suggestrance Cifrigo, and Decouple, and they're all like aiming. So one is repairing the blown water tank, the other ones have the problem in the hull that they're trying to fix, and what the third one is, what they have for damage, I don't know. But as far as I know, they're all scrambling to make it to the Monday start. So they have about a day and a half left, so we'll see if they make it, fingers crossed. But that's kind of the update for the Class 40. So tomorrow, of course, we're gonna do a more in-depth show on the weather, because Sunday evening we'll have a good picture both for the Ocean 50s and the Class 40, so that's gonna be cool. So I guess that's it for today, and see you then. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Ciao, ciao.